Welcome to Wawasan Wire. Today we're talking about Anwar's latest warning on the state of national morality.
And it's a really important one.
It is, because he's not just talking about laws, he's pointing to something deeper, a kind of sickness in our culture.
Exactly. This wasn't some dry policy announcement. He was speaking at the Ministry of Works regular assembly, I think, on December 8th, 2025.
Right.
And he basically flagged what he thinks is the single biggest roadblock to our progress right now.
And it's not just corruption itself, it's our reaction to it.
It's a reaction. It's the shocking acceptance and, well, even the admiration of the people who do it.
Okay, let's unpack that because it's a crucial point. We always focus on the person taking the bribe, the official. But the PM, he flipped it. He turned his focus squarely on the bribe givers, the people building fortunes on, illegal deals.
And not just them, but how we as a society treat them.
His specific words were deification and glorification.
Deification, that's a strong word. We're talking about incredibly wealthy, influential people who, let's be honest, everyone knows got rich through graft.
And instead of being shunned,
They get invited to parties, they're on magazine covers, they're treated like business geniuses.
Yeah.
And that normalization, in the PM's view, is actually more dangerous than the crime itself.
Okay, help me understand that. Why is the cultural acceptance worse than the actual crime? I mean, the crime is a direct theft of money, of ringgit, from the public.
The crime is a legal matter, sure, you can, in theory, prosecute that.
Right.
But the cultural glorification, that rots the entire moral structure of the country. I mean, a society is supposed to run on the idea that hard work and honesty get rewarded.
But when we glorify the bribe giver,
We're basically saying that crime is a perfectly valid way to get ahead. The Prime Minister said that this trend of singing praises for these people is a massive obstacle to any kind of national development.
so if you're a young person looking at this, you see that the method doesn't matter. It's just the final wealth that gets you respect.
Precisely.
Yeah.
What happens to our public institutions then? What happens to the values we say we believe in?
It completely undermines them.
It does. I mean, think about it. If wealth from shady deals gets the same respect as wealth built honestly, the whole moral compass just breaks. Why would a junior civil servant who's struggling to get by stay honest when they see a crook not just get away with it, but be celebrated for it?
It makes being a person of integrity look foolish.
The PM is highlighting how bad it's become right here. I mean, look, respecting wealth is one thing.
Sure.
But there's a massive difference between respecting wealth built over generations or through real innovation and just respecting the sheer number of ringgit someone got last year through corruption everyone knows about.
It's like we choose to ignore the stench of the money because the lifestyle it buys is so dazzling.
That's a good way to put it. And when that happens, every development project, every plan to build a school or a hospital is at risk because the moral foundation you need to manage that money is just gone.
We become part of the problem. When we give a standing ovation or a platform to someone whose success is built on a lie, we're basically teaching the next generation that ethics are, optional.
Exactly. If the price is right.
And that leads right into the second big point he made, which I found fascinating, the hypocrisy trap.
Yes, this is where the cultural admiration we were just talking about meets personal loyalty.
He really called out this deep contradiction in how we think. He said, and I'm paraphrasing, "We all say we hate corruption, but the minute an investigation involves our friends, we get angry."
And that prior glorification makes the defense so much easier, doesn't it? If you already see someone as a success story, it's very easy to feel sympathy when they're under investigation.
Right. It becomes a personal attack on one of ours.
It's a selective application of ethics. Our anti-corruption stance is purely theoretical until it affects our immediate circle.
We love the idea of accountability for other people.
Ah, yes, strangers.
But the moment it touches a business partner, a political ally, someone in our community, suddenly the outrage disappears. It's replaced by cries of political vendetta, and it's a conspiracy.
And that's exactly the culture the Prime Minister is attacking. He's saying accountability just stops where personal relationships begin. We draw a line of loyalty that is stronger than our loyalty to the nation's interests.
And that creates a perfect shield for the corrupt.
An almost unbeatable one.
Yeah.
How can any anti-graft agency succeed if the default public reaction is to defend the accused, not demand the truth?
It can't. You can have the best laws in the world, but they're useless if the culture says loyalty to your friend is more important than loyalty to the country.
It basically gives the biggest players impunity. They're protected by their networks.
It really makes you think, on a personal level. When does protecting a friend cross that line into, well, into condoning a crime that hurts everyone? You have to ask, if your friend's actions meant millions of ringgit that should have gone to a hospital just vanished, is that loyalty still noble?
That's the moral crossroads he laid out.
Yeah.
And that brings us to his third point about how all this connects to much bigger human values.
Right, he got almost philosophical. He said that deifying these people ignores the most fundamental human principles. What did he mean by that?
I think he means integrity, fairness, the simple truth that you can't build real prosperity on a foundation of theft.
Okay.
When you ignore those principles, you're essentially saying that cheating is just as valid as honest work. And once you accept that, you lose all moral authority to govern or to ask for honesty from anyone else.
And the setting for the speech makes that point so much more powerful. He was at the Ministry of Works.
The Ministry of Works, exactly. They're not dealing with abstract ideas. They're managing billions of ringgit for highways, bridges, infrastructure.
Real, tangible projects.
Real, tangible projects where the opportunities for graft are enormous. So integrity there isn't just a nice-to-have virtue. It's an absolute practical necessity.
Because if society is cheering for the guy offering the bribe,
what does that do to the honest engineer or the project manager inside? It puts them under immense pressure. It makes them feel like a fool for following the rules.
it's a powerful context. I also thought it was an interesting detail that he was wearing an orange scarf that day.
For the movement to eliminate violence against women?
Yes.
Yes.
It shows he sees all these things as connected, right? Good governance, social morality, justice. It's all part of the same fight for a nation's integrity.
It's a holistic view. You can't separate them. You can't build modern roads and bridges on a morally broken foundation.
So if we pull it all together, the Prime Minister's message is it's way bigger than just needing new laws.
Much bigger.
It's a diagnosis that society itself is failing a moral test. The fact that we accept and even celebrate this kind of wealth is the root problem that has to be fixed.
And based on his speech, the real challenge is a massive shift in public perception. Getting to a place where illicit wealth is met with universal condemnation, not admiration.
Where ethical behavior is the norm, not the exception.
Because if we keep separating the pursuit of wealth from how that wealth was made, the whole framework for a developed Malaysia, it just collapses under its own weight.
It really leaves you with a challenge, doesn't it? The next time you see someone who is obviously successful through, let's say, questionable means, and they're being praised.
You have to stop and think.
Yeah. Is the applause you're giving, or even just your silence, contributing to this deification that the Prime Minister is warning us about?
Because that choice to value character and public good over just money, that's probably the most direct thing any of us can do to fix this.
Remember to like and subscribe for more videos like this.